got my keys to my new studio yesterday, and today I am honestly just having a pretty chill day at home, sewing up, finishing touches on some pieces, and then I'm going to be bringing some things from my home studio to my new studio, kind of show you guys around. Also, if you know what this t-shirt is a reference to, I want to be your friend. There's a dog howling out there. I'm just kind of sewing. I can show you. I am sewing like a little open edge here. Boop, boop. Can you see it? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just sewing this in some of my die pieces so that I can fit a rod through it to easily hang it up. But yeah, these are die pieces that are talking about like windows and light. Oh, I dyed these pieces with like a shibori type of method of dyeing, which is a lot of what my practice looked like in college, and I still enjoy doing, but have like limited access to resources like ventilation and things for some of the more dangerous dyes, or chemical dyes, I guess I should say. These pieces I actually made in my friend's garage, so that was a really sweet time, and very thankful that she let me do that. The intention is that they would hang together, inspired by windows and light. They're really wrinkly, I definitely need to iron them again, but you guys get the idea of like light being cast through these windows. Kind of playing off of stained glass a little bit. I have these stitchings that are called bujagi, where it's like front and back. This is on cotton voile, essentially a thinner type of cotton. Okay, so this is what it looks like. There's the seam there. It kind of blends in with the style already because there's all these stitchings anyway. And so this is like my practice rod, I guess you could say. So I need to get rods that will actually fit better for all of these, but this is the size of the rod. And so what the intention is that it will have, I wonder if the smaller ones will fit better. But the intention is to provide structure at the top and to have maybe a small bit open on the sides so that it can easily be hung on the wall with hooks. Here it is. These are the pieces from my first firing that I actually never showed you guys, and so I want to run through those really quick because I was thinking of glazing them today. There's that guy. I have some silly, goofy, fun dudes. That light is so intense, sorry. You can kind of see he's looking like what we're thinking about. This sweet little face. Still working on getting my handles figured out and my attaching skills. All the things. This was my first ever one that I carved to the bottom, but I thought I would keep it just to have more things to glaze. I like this one. I think he's really nice. Kind of heavy though. I enjoy like interesting shapes in the handles. And then this was one of my first ones that I did. And then I have this fun goblin guy. So I don't really know how I'm gonna glaze all of these. I did get a few glazes at the glaze store. So I got some of my own tools and some glazes, and I got like a bright orange and like a, I think it was like a midnight blue, a clear glaze, but I also got a China marker, just like a blue one, and gonna play around with just the things that I have, just to get started. But I was thinking kind of like maybe this one, or actually I think this one is the one that I want to paint fully orange. And then some of the other ones I want to play around with, like taping out different shapes, and he might just be like a plain glaze too. Figuring out how to make my faces look good glaze, because I don't really know how to do that yet. Still a learning process. I'm just taking like a few things to start. I'm gonna be taking ceramics, and then batting to have a batting wall, which is like it'll hold up a lot of my fabric. And then some of my pieces that are done that I want to think about some more are display there, nice white walls. I'm going to be taking Sue Ellen and my ironing board with me. So then I have some of the basics, because I can't really carry my giant sewing machine, or that huge filing cabinet that has all of my, or a lot of my stuff. I won't be able to take all of my fabric and different types of things to the studio. I'll still have to be able to maintain the space a little bit as like storage. Oh, sorry, grabbed your boobs, Sue Ellen. And so I'll have both, but this place will be my main place of work. And then it's just because there'll be 4 of us working in the space that it's limited. The front will also be kind of like a cozy corner, and there'll be like coffee and a little couch, and inviting people into our space. So need to be respectful of our designated areas. And so driving to the studio, got all my stuff back there. Nothing crazy, just like the few things that we talked about, like the ironing board and my mannequin, and just like one box of random stuff. But yeah, it's in the works. See you there. There it is. Isn't that beautiful? Lots of natural light. Pretty good view of the city. We have it kind of mapped out right now, the different things that we're gonna have in different places, like everybody's studio space. Let's see. This is my space. Here, I just brought in that small amount of stuff. It's divided into different sections. These are our windows. Some nice natural light. We have to have our kiln over here. We have to have our kiln over here because they installed that plug-in over there specifically for our kiln. Funny enough, this is where our coffee station is gonna be, and we're planning on making this like a little cozy nook with some floating shelves to display some work. Yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. Pretty exciting stuff. Okay, so I'm thinking my sewing machine over here is an outlet. I just really want to utilize this wall as like my batting wall, so I can display some of the fabrics that I'm working on and give an idea of layout. So I'm thinking, yeah, like putting my sewing machine, like the end of it against this wall, because it's like a table, it's old from 40s. So we'll go around here, and then probably filing cabinet will go here because I also can use it as like a cutting board area. Look at how cute this is. My boyfriend's grandpa got me this. It's a Polly Pocket. It's a Polly Pocket that is an art studio, which is really cute because it has ceramics and sewing. Look how cute. So fun. There's like a little pottery wheel with a cat on it, but a little mannequin. And it's funny that there's like cats all over this thing, but I just think it's really cute and I think it's really sweet they got it for me. And so I am definitely going to be displaying this here in this space. Vintage towel rack to hang my pieces on, which I'm really excited about. It's a fun, unique display. And it came with screws and everything, like just screws into the wall. Pottery tools and glazes I got. Okay, don't hate on me. Basic pottery toolkit. Okay. This is literally all the basics that I did not have that were provided at my old studio. And I was like, well, guess I gotta make that investment. I just got some plain glaze. I'm really excited about using an underglaze China marker. Really excited. I'm really intrigued with the idea of like having limitations on myself in order to be able to make something really good, and drawing is a big part of like what I do, and so I'm excited to kind of blend those worlds. Okay, and then these are the two colors I got orange appeal, and then I got moody blue, not midnight blue, moody blue, which I'm hoping that they go great together. But I also just love blue and orange. I find myself using them a lot in my work, like my quilt. One of my favorite quilts is just straight up blue and orange. So those are the things I got. I also got a red brick clay, which it was on sale, so I was like, I'll just play around figuring out what I'm doing. So yeah. It's also legit hot in here because there's no AC. I wanted to show you guys some of the pieces that I brought to the studio, thinking about like displaying them and taking pictures of things in here so they can go on our website, which desperately needs to be updated. This is one that I sewed this morning with the top there. So it's a shibori piece on cotton wool, blue and red with these beautiful geometric kind of mirrored images and shapes. Next up is the triptych. So this is one. This is the middle one with the bojagi stitching where it's front and back. Also on cotton wool. So this guy. So it's like mirrored like these two on either side with the third one in the center. I also sewed this indigo weaving I did. So I dyed the string for this, it's tencel, which I then sewed this little lip here, same as the others, to fit a rod through it so that it could easily be displayed. And so, yeah. If you guys want a breakdown of how I made any of these pieces, I can totally do that. Just drop a comment. Swirly snail hands. They're like portal hands. They're really funny. They go well on a wall, but also like I can imagine them as like giant pot holders. This is one of my portal pieces. It's a gorgeous dyed silk. It's very juicy. I'm still kind of playing around with how I want this one displayed because it's a really beautiful piece. I've displayed it like just by putting it on the wall before, and I didn't really like it's not accessible for someone to buy it. And then all same thing, like I've displayed displayed on the floor like it's a portal jumping in to a portal. This is another portal piece that has a wire in it. So originally it was suspended from ceiling to ceiling. I can show you guys in a picture here. And also juicy silk moment. Really interested in portals and being translated from one place to another. It's a really beautiful piece. Once again, I really struggle with knowing how to display it. This was a sample piece. It's a silk scarf that I dyed. You guys can see it's really long. But this is what it looks like. Same technique with silk. And it's mirrored on either side here. And this was a sample I made as like an example of what I would design for the president to wear for the year that I graduated college, and so I won that, and so this is my sample. And so the final piece is actually in the Kansas City Art Institute archive, and it can be picked out by any of the professors to wear during the graduation ceremony. And so it has been worn actually a handful of times now, which is really sweet, and I love that. Okay, I have a couple of these like small pieces, thinking about how I want to display some of these. Yeah, just like want to play around with some more of those. This is a piece I'm currently working on that I took a break from. It's a quilt. It's actually a smaller rendition of our super large quilt that I had made. So this is like maybe, I don't know, it's a baby quilt. It's not exactly a twin, it's too short, but you can see it has like hole in the barn door quilt patterns, but I use like unique variations of it. And then this is a quilt top that my friend gave to me that got left at her house, and so I used the pieces from that with the pieces that I made to kind of have it be like a collaborative piece with like me and another artist, another maker. And how like, I don't know, I could go on forever about how I think like quilts are like uniquely designed to move through time in a different way and be viewed in a more comforting way. But that's all I have that I brought this time for finished piece wise. But yeah, I'm gonna play around some more with how I want it displayed in this setting, and also yeah, just gonna play with layout on this space itself and figure out what I need to do. Thanks.